What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, and you're gonna have to forgive me if I'm a little all over the place in this video, but I'm just trying to kind of express what I'm feeling right now, and it's hard for me to express it because I can't really put my finger on what's going on, but I'm kind of in a little bit of a funk right now. It's like just recent things that have happened have kind of stolen my joy, I guess you could say, from the trucking industry. I think a lot of it has to do with this whole coronavirus thing that's going around. You're already taking a solitary, profession, if you want to call it a profession, and then isolating that even more. So, spending a lot more time just, not that I really got out and did a bunch of stuff anyway, but even going into truck stops and stuff like that, that's even been cut by about 75%. You just don't want to be going in there doing much of anything. So, I think that has a lot to do with it. And then, just kind of the fear, I guess, of what's going on with this whole situation and everything. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that about a month ago I hit a deer. So I've been kind of dealing with that, and it's just kind of the money situation is one thing, but it's just made me kind of more overly cautious. And then just a couple days ago in St. Louis, a car hits me, and then just these last couple days I just haven't been able to drive without kind of overthinking it. It's always in the back of my mind, that this stuff is going on. And then you get in these, whether it's the deer hitting my truck or the car hitting me, you deal with these different kind of things. And no offense to Prime or anything, but they sent those fucking deductible emails, saying I'm gonna, I think I deleted the email, but basically just reminding me that I'm gonna be responsible for the deductible for these accidents, even though they weren't my fault. That's not the issue. It's just I barely left the accident scene before that email got sent to me. And I get it, it's a business and everything, but it really has kind of taken my focus away from, it's turned this more into, I guess, business. I was one of these people, and I still will be, where, I'm going to trust the process and do all this kind of stuff, but, I think I will kind of take more of a business approach to this than I had before, since, it is all business on Prime's end. That was, I think that was a little disappointing to be getting an email reminding me of my responsibility for the deductible right after, an accident. I don't know what kind of condition the people are in that hit my truck. Probably not the best condition, but just to be getting that email, like, I don't even think I made it to the truck stop. I know I didn't make it to the truck stop. Truck stop I stopped at was about 30 miles away from the accident, and I'd got that email before I even made it to that truck stop. So it just kind of reminds me, or if actually it didn't remind me, it reinforced that this is all about business. So maybe I will look at this in more of a business sense, so I won't be disappointed in that fact. And not that, like I said, I'm still loving Prime, and like I said, it's not even about the money. The money is there. It's the cost of doing business, and it's really not, in the long run. It's just gonna change the adjusted gross income. Most of that stuff's gonna be written off on taxes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really not upset about it from the financial end of it. It's more the just stuff that gets in your head. You know how when people get in an accident, they become a little bit more overly cautious. One thing the accident did do, though, was it did give me a sense of, actually, it took away a lot of the fear I think that I would have about getting in an accident, because this car hit me pretty hard and I barely felt it hit. I had not heard the accident, I wouldn't have known that it actually had happened, because it really didn't move me at all. So forgive me if I'm rambling, just kind of trying to express myself without really knowing what I'm trying to express. This whole accident incident and everything, I do have to, while I thought the email was a bit premature, sort of like dancing on somebody's grave, in a sense, it was that damn soon. For those of you guys at Prime that have never dealt with Dennis Davis, personally, he was actually a pleasure to work with during this situation. He was who handled my call when I called into the safety department and informed him that I'd been in an accident, and he walked me through everything I needed to do, kind of calmed me down. Not that I was, I don't think I was overly, it was just the fear of the unknown, not knowing what was going to be happening and everything. So he did a great job as far as that goes. And anyway, I called my dispatcher, asked me if the truck was drivable, and told me if I wanted to run it, run this load, just run this load. So that's what I'm doing. Once I'm done with this load, I'm gonna get something going back to Springfield, and then assess the situation. Depending on how soon they'll be able to get the truck in, would determine if I'm going to keep running or not. And then if I get the truck in the shop and it's going to be there for 3 weeks or less, I'm probably just going to take that time off and then come back when the truck's done. Anyway, that's about it. One thing I realize about trucking, having fun, I guess, isn't, I guess you could call it, kind of fun or whatever like that, but one thing that I didn't necessarily have to have was fun to do this job. It's just a shame that it took something that I was having fun at and made it something that I was going to have to overthink more than I wanted to, and then take it from being kind of took it to more of a business type of a situation that I'm going to end up looking at it as. So that's all. In this, I do want to caution people. I have enough money in my emergency fund, even after, for those of you guys who have been watching, I have an order in on a lease purchase truck. On that truck, I was, I have to put down $14,000, and then I had to put down $1,000 for the deposit. Then I ordered like $1,700 in upgrades, so I had to pay that in cash as well. Even with that, I still have a pretty healthy emergency fund, plus my own money, in the bank and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily a huge money issue for me, but I will caution you, if somebody came into Prime and did a lease and did not have their finances in order, and they went through what I've gone through in this last month, I could see it breaking some people. So I do want to put this out as a word of caution for anybody that's thinking about leasing, that this my circumstances have been a little bit rare, so I don't think that a lot of people would be going through this, but this is one of those situations where, you know, if you get out here on your own and this happens soon after you get started, before you've had a chance to build your bankroll, you could be in for an uphill battle. I've been asked if this is something that would make me want to go company. There's no way that I would. I'm not gonna debate what's best, company or lease, because it's really undebatable. But for me, the company position, even though if you were to look at it over this last month, might be better financially over the course of this last month as a whole, there's just no way that I would be able to do a company position. So anyway, I'm just a little man, I just cannot put my finger on it. I was talking to my wife yesterday, and she's been working from home for the last month, and she's been saying that she's kind of been in a little bit of a funk. I think the whole country's been kind of in a little bit of a funk, so I do put my feelings mainly on what's going on with this coronavirus. Could somebody tell me why it's sometimes referred to as COVID-19 and then why it's referred to as coronavirus sometimes? I think I could look that up, but if somebody wants to leave that in the comments below, do that. And while I'm rambling, I don't know if this comment yesterday was meant to mean me or belittle me or something like that, but the comment was, have I ever heard of defensive driving? And then to add exclamation to it, put rookie at the end of it. Now, listen, if I wrapped my entire existence up into being a truck driver, or even considered myself to really be a truck driver, or that's what I identified myself with, a comment like that might hurt. But since truck driving is just a vehicle to get me where I wanted to, since I was burnt out on my last profession, so I will never really, I drive a truck. I'm probably never going to identify as a truck driver, so calling me a rookie, if that was meant to hurt, listen, I'm going to try to make this job as easy as possible. So if driving an automatic and calling me nothing could be more, nothing could be more nothing would make me more proud than to call me a steering wheel holder. Because if I'm able to make this money and not be considered a real truck driver, then what does that say about the real truck drivers? I don't know. But anyway, I'm hoping that people aren't out there trying to throw shots at me and stuff like that, because I would be more than happy to maybe, I'm gonna leave that there. But anyway, because we're not gonna take this down that direction, because I know how I can get if I'm going down that road, and we're not taking that channel this way. Anyway, nothing, that's about it. Hopefully I will get out of this funk soon, and anyway, that's about it. Sorry that I kind of dragged this on a little bit without really any direction, but I think that's kind of how I'm feeling right now, is I just don't have any direction right now. So it wouldn't be the first time that I've kind of had this feeling in my life, and it won't be the last, but definitely want to get in a better position here as soon as I can. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Truck and Transportation. I'm out.